ISO 14971-2019 and risk management of medical devices is full of jargon. There are many concepts that can be confusing and that are sometimes misunderstood. If the concepts are not clear, you may even apply them incorrectly. In this course, you will learn the main regulations applicable to medical devices and the jargon used in risk management. You will also learn our interpretation of the main key concepts with some examples. Medical devices are products or equipment intended for a medical purpose. The official definition is that a medical device is an instrument, apparatus, implement, appliance, implant, reagent for in vitro use, software, material, or other similar or related article intended by the manufacturer to be used alone or in combination for human beings, for one or more of the specific medical purposes. The uses can be diverse. A medical device can be used for the diagnosis, prevention, monitoring, treatment of diseases and injuries, supporting life, and disinfection of medical devices. The risk of using a medical device is not deterministic, but rather a probabilistic phenomenon. Let me explain. For example, the same therapy from a device could have different consequences for different patients. The differences in patient physiology and environmental conditions can contribute to different severities of harm from patient to patient. This is why risk management is a GXP requirement that is necessary to obtain approval for commercialization. It is beneficial to make safer medical devices because this risk management process is able to identify the safety of devices. Note that executing a sound and adequate risk management process does not render a risk-free medical device. This is the first main concept to understand. The risk management process implies that the best efforts are made to produce a device that is adequately safe with benefits that outweigh risks. Remember, risks can be unavoidable sometimes. ISO 14971-2019 is an internationally recognized voluntary standard that specifies the principles and a process for risk management of medical devices. It also includes the software as a medical device and in vitro diagnostic medical devices. The purpose of this standard is to assist manufacturers to identify the hazards associated with a medical device, estimate and evaluate the associated risks, control these risks, and to monitor the effectiveness of the controls. The FDA recognizes ISO 14971-2019 as a suitable standard for risk management. We will discuss this later on. There are other voluntary standards and some regulation that are laws and need to be considered. Let's have a look at them. In the USA, the regulation that rules medical devices is US 21 CFR Part 820, Quality System Regulation for Medical Devices. This regulation requires that manufacturers prove that all finished medical devices are safe and perform as intended for the patient. In contrast, ISO 13485-2016 is an internationally recognized voluntary standard that specifies the requirements for a quality management system of medical devices. The manufacture of a medical device has a life cycle of one or more stages, including design and development, production, storage and distribution, installation, servicing, and some other activities. This standard can also be used by suppliers or external parties that provide components to organizations that produce the medical device. That means we have one voluntary standard and one regulation. Perhaps you are already wondering what the main differences between them are.